Now, this is a New York story, a Bronx story that I want to touch on because I don't understand what's going on with our young men today. I don't know if y'all done got the jab and it made y'all crazy because it just seems like it's a lot of domestic violence that's becoming fatal to a lot of these young women out here by the hands of young men. And some of them are even killing children. Now, for me growing up, I don't think I know one of my friends that even attempted to try to kill their girlfriend, yet alone their own child. I don't, I don't, I don't understand that how a person could kill his child. I could be mad as hell at my kids, but I don't wish them death, and I would never take their life. So I don't understand what this is with this new generation. Not saying that it wasn't people during, in my era that didn't kill people or commit suicide or both. What do you call that? A suicidal murder or murder suicide, one of the others. But women, if y'all see these young dudes out here and they not rap tight, try to have a conversation with them. Same thing, with you fellas. You see the little dudes out here and they not rap tight. Try to talk to them. If you can't talk to them, then don't get into an altercation trying to school them. I'm not saying that, but sometimes a lot of these young dudes just need somebody to talk to. And a lot of y'all women, I'm not pointing no fingers at y'all, but y'all got to keep in mind, y'all got to have a man in the house. If you don't let these young boys have a relationship with their fathers, and they got y'all part of them in them, and they ain't got no man in them, they're gonna be prone to be more sensitive to things in life. And a sensitive man is a dangerous man because he acts on emotion. And a lot of you women, y'all don't realize when y'all pushing us out of our kids' lives, y'all taking a part away from them that they need. A lot of y'all women say, "Oh, it's my baby, I'll raise him." No, it's our baby. You can't make the baby by yourself. As much as y'all women feel like, yo, y'all don't need a man to raise a man. Oh, that's my son, I'll raise him. As a man that grew up from being a boy, that whose father had died young, I would have been a better person if my father was there throughout my entire life. Because a lot of questions that I had, he would have gave me the right answers. A lot of questions that I had that I asked niggas in the street, some of them manipulated me. A lot of them lied to me. A lot of them took advantage of me. So when y'all women be thinking that y'all can raise a young man without a man in his life, y'all making them very sensitive. You don't have, I don't care if you a stud or dyke or whatever, no disrespect, the hard chick. I don't care if you the hard chick that once you was a good you was sleeping with men, and then you decide you wanted to be a lesbian, and you became a dudish type women. I don't care how hard you think you is. It's certain things that you cannot teach a man, that only a man can teach. Just like a man can't teach a woman certain things. You'll never can be able to explain what it feels like to ejaculate if you are a woman. As I would never know how it feels for how y'all feel when y'all come or have an orgasm. I'm never gonna know that. I'm never gonna experience milk coming out my chest. No matter what I do, I cannot relate to that. But there's plenty of women that can relate to that with you when you say, "Oh, that hurts," or "it leaks." Like there's nothing I can tell you that I can relate to as a man that is going to give me any goddamn thought in my head or any feeling that I can relate to what y'all going through, and vice versa is what I'm saying. I could be the most feminist dude in the world. I can wear the highest heels and walk better than y'all in heels, whatever. But I'm never going to understand what menopause is. I'm never going to go through it. I could get dressed up like a tranny and transsexual or whatever the proper term is, and look realer than the realest woman. But I'm never going to know what menopause feel like. I could never explain that to another woman that is dealing with it and want to know some type of remedy or how to feel good. I can never tell a woman that. And I say all that to say that a lot of y'all women, y'all feel like y'all don't need a man to raise your kid. You do. When you have a son, I don't care if you got a woman. Excuse me, a daughter. She needs her father in her life to explain to her how men act, how men think, because you don't know it. Just like a woman would put their daughter up on game on things that men say to them to try to entrap them or try to get them. We can, as a father, we can explain it from the male perspective to our daughters and give them game, but the mother is going to give them a different type of game. So I say all that to say this. I'm about to get into the story that happened in the Bronx. Now, the guy that did the killing and killed himself, one of his other baby mother is I'm gonna say I consider her a friend, but I never met her, but she's a social media friend. And we talk and we discuss this situation and stuff. And I'm not gonna get into our conversation about this situation, but it touched me because it's very close to home. This is my neighborhood that this happened in. And when I see things like this happen, I'm wondering like what type of man raised this boy? Now, I don't know if he grew up with his mother and father. I don't know. But for me that a man that will kill a woman and kill their own child, which is also a girl. Not that it would make it any better if it was a boy, but you killed two women, a woman and a girl that you once was in love with, and you conceived a child with, and then you do it in the most horrific type of way. And the only thing that I can keep sitting here and thinking is what drove this young man to do this. So let me read the let me go through the story so y'all can see it, and then we can elaborate on it.
And we start with that horrifying scene in the Bronx. A mother and her 6-year-old child stabbed to death inside their own bedroom. Police found the 26-year-old mother and her daughter in an apartment on Monticello Avenue in the Edenwald section. Police today closing in on a suspect on Bavona Street, just a mile from the murder scene. But police say the suspect took his own life. And News 4's Jessica Cunnington is live in the Bronx, and the community now mourns the mother and daughter. Jessica?
Gemma, it is just really hard to process something like this. A young mother and her child are dead. We are just learning from police sources that they were both stabbed essentially all over their body. That 6-year-old little girl even stabbed in the face. We are now also learning the name of the suspect who was that young mother's boyfriend. His name is Caleb Dewberry. But I did speak with the 26-year-old victim's mother who's down in Florida. I spoke with her by phone. She just wants she doesn't want this horrific crime and these murders to take away from how beautiful these people were.
I have to bury my daughter and my granddaughter, and I just gotta wrap my head around it right now.
A mother and grandmother missing a chunk of her heart tonight, gutted out after police found 26-year-old Gabrielle Muniz and 6-year-old Rosara Estevez dead and stabbed multiple times inside their first-floor apartment here on Monticello Avenue in the Bronx.
My daughter was an amazing daughter, mother, sister, friend. She's that girl that everyone wanted to be like.
Last night, just before midnight, police were called here after sources say someone on the third floor heard banging and was concerned. They say Gabrielle's boyfriend, the suspect, was seen leaving the apartment around 4 p.m. yesterday. They'd only been dating less than a year, but he gave Gabrielle's mother a bad gut feeling.
I knew from the beginning who it was, and I just knew he possessive.
Today, just after noon, police say her boyfriend was barricading himself here inside the Boston Secor houses on Bavona Street, about a mile away, and was then found dead of self-inflicted stab wounds. The man they believe murdered Gabrielle and Rosara. She was a full-time working mom and a pharmacy student focused on her goals, wanting to give little Rosara a good life. But for both of them, life was not long enough.
Mother, a young mother and a daughter, it's a lot to take in. Make sure that we say, I love you to our loved ones, because you never know when it's the last chance you might see them.
And people in this neighborhood started their day, many of them walking to and from church, unfortunately passing this crime scene. And when they found out what happened, honestly feeling sick to their stomach. But tonight, as the sun goes down, people are still dealing with this crime scene. As you can see, Monticello is still blocked off. Police still in there, detectives in there as well. But also, we do know tonight that the suspect, police tell us, Caleb Dewberry, is now dead. In Edenwald tonight, I'm Jessica Cunnington, News 4, New York.
And we start with that horrifying scene.
Go back a little bit, see what y'all saying here. Hold on a sec. Yeah, Badlands. He ain't no telling what was wrong with young man. And Boston Seacor, that's like my old stomping grounds. I hope I don't know nobody in his family. If I can't have you, no one else will. And now that I just thought about what the news reporter said, she said they was only dating for a year, which means that wasn't even his goddamn child he killed. If they was only dating for a year, that wasn't his child. Like you took somebody else's kid life. Yeah, and then like he stabbed him, yo. Can you like? Oh my god! Like you stab a little girl, 6-year-old girl in the head? Like was he high on something? Angel dust? This is what I'm thinking. He had to be dusted out his mind. Like who could be that angry? He definitely was a coward because he took his life. Love you back, Earth Angel. You know that, and y'all as men have to stop blaming the black women for men not being in the child's life. Rarely do I hear black men take responsibility for their actions. I ain't say nothing about black women. I said women. Spanish women, white women, like Italian women. I don't like, it ain't nothing about no just black women. This girl's Puerto Rican. I think she's Puerto Rican. She's Spanish. She wasn't black. I think the dude is black. That's crazy because that baby was not his, man. It's dark sided period. So sad. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Like that, I don't think that was his daughter because she said they was only dating for a year. Yeah, it's a lot of even going on. And then he stabbed himself. Yeah, like yo, he got to be crazy. Like, how do you stab yourself to death? Like, how do you stab yourself to death? Yeah, he wasn't wrapped tight. Yeah, you better watch your kids. Yeah, mental health is real serious. So you think she ignored the red flags? I don't know, but I know the father was saying that let me see if I can find that joint with the father. because the father talked about it too, and he was saying that he didn't like the dude, that he was a problem. He was very controlling. This might be it. Let me see.
Hey, cover girls.
I think this is the one where the father may have spoke.
Heartbreak. A mother and her 6-year-old daughter were found stabbed to death inside their apartment. Police say 26-year-old Gabrielle Muniz and 6-year-old Rosara Estevez were stabbed several times. The suspect in the case is Muniz's boyfriend, who was also found dead at a different location. Eyewitness News reporter Naveen Dhaliwal has the story.
Tonight, detectives worked at the crime scene that some of them describe as the worst they've ever seen. 26-year-old Gabrielle Muniz and her 6-year-old daughter Rosara were found stabbed to death, their family in disbelief.
I feel like I'm in shock. I feel like I'm keeping it pretty much together.
Police arrived at the home on Monticello Avenue just before midnight Saturday and found the little girl under the covers in her bed, stabbed in her head. Gabrielle also dead. 3 knives were recovered at the scene.
My daughter was an amazing mom. She was a single mother. She was doing it all by herself. She was going to school, studying for medicine, pharmacology.
Her mother says Gabrielle was dating Kelly Dewberry. He was the last one seen on surveillance leaving the home before the bodies were discovered. 12 hours later, he was found dead in a nearby apartment building. Sources say he took his own life.
This relationship has been going on for years. And, I didn't like the guy. I didn't like the guy. He used to take her money. He had control of her bank account.
Gabrielle's father says Dewberry didn't like his daughter's career goals and even became violent.
She told me that Jeff, he used to beat her up. He broke 3 laptops that she had, because he was jealous that she was being on the process of becoming a professional.
Tonight, detectives are working to find out what happened before Dewberry attacked and killed both mother and daughter. They do tell us that he had 5 prior felony convictions and he was on parole. In the
Yeah, see, that's what the father said. And then I know the dude, baby mother. I don't know her personally. Like I said, I met her on social media, and I'm gonna tell. I'm sure she would want me to speak on this. That guy, she has the girl I know. She has a baby by him. His baby mother, and clearly he wasn't wrapped too tight because she been running from him and hiding from him. And that girl, let me see, what's her name? I don't want to call her that girl.
Studying for medicine, pharmacology.
her mother says Gabrielle was dating Kelly Dewberry. He was
Yeah. So the kid Kelly Dewberry, I know his baby mother. And from what she's telling me, like, she been running from him. You know what I'm saying? And Gabrielle was trying to help Kelly find her. And she's kind of wondering if if is that part of the reason why he killed her, because maybe she was trying to help him find her, and she probably wasn't doing something or this, that, and the third, and she's wondering if that played a part in it. But she been running from this dude and or whatever, and she do know for a fact that the girl Gabrielle was trying to help him find her. So when she seen the news story, you know, she showed me some information, you know, about how the girl Gabrielle, you know, was trying to help him or whatever. So, you know, she's a little twisted because she feels like, you know, it can be a possibility that that's part of the reason why he did that. I don't know. That's all alleged.